What's going on, guys? Dan here from Prestige Cars Kent, and behind me you'll see a 2018 Range Rover Evoque HSE Dynamic, and we're going to be comparing it to the all-new 2019 Range Rover Evoque HSE. We're going to be comparing the differences between the all-new car and the outgoing model, and why I think the outgoing model is an absolute bargain at the moment. So starting with the exterior changes for the 2019 car, coming along with this brand new front bumper, grille and headlight design. It's been heavily inspired by the Velar. It gives the Evoque a much more upmarket, premium aesthetic akin to that of the rest of the Range Rover brand. Moving down the side of the car, we have these 20-inch gloss silver style 5076 wheels as standard. The black and silver inlaid louvers going from the wing to the door. And then as we come down the side of the door, you'll see the handles pop out like the Velar, so that when the car is stationary and driving, it just gives it a much better, sleeker appearance. Moving around to the back of the car, you'll see this gorgeous new tail light assembly taken straight from the Velar as well, with this integrated black bar with the contrasting Range Rover script, with the integrated rear wing that's slightly more aggressive than the outgoing car, and this little fin up here, which has a cheeky little camera inside of it. So this camera hiding in the fin allows you to see it out the back of the car when your view would otherwise be obstructed with the conventional mirror. However, I don't come with the car. Speaking of the back of the car, the all-new 2019 Evoque has a 20% increase in luggage space over the outgoing model, which, when you consider that the old car had a lot of luggage space already, and this car isn't actually any bigger than the old car, is a substantial increase. Working our way to the inside of the car, you're immediately met with this gorgeous two-screen display straight out of the Velar. This really gives this car a much more premium upmarket feel. You really can tell that they've tried to make this as Range Rover as possible in here. This screen folds out to meet you as you start the car, and the angle is completely adjustable in the settings menu, as shown here with this plus sign and this minus sign. The theme can also be changed from a light mode to a dark mode, or you can have it on auto to change with the time. Working our way down into this center screen here, now this is the big party piece for this car. It's a touch sensitive haptic feedback screen. In this second screen, all of our previous buttons that were on the dashboard have now moved into the screen. So this is our driving mode selectors, our heated seat control, and our climate control. We can also control all of our climate control through these dials here. As you can see, I have my heated seat, and as I press this again, I now control the temperature for that zone of the car, and by pressing the fan speed down here, I can then control the fan speed. Moving down into the center console, we have this brand new joystick style gear selector. Range Rover are slowly phasing out their turn dial design in favor of this much more ergonomic, better feeling and satisfying design. Moving down from the gear selector into this gorgeous little tray here, which, as we lift up, is hiding our cup holders. As per the back of the design of this little tray, we can open our glove box and that slots in there perfectly. Moving further back, we now get into our armrests, which are independently openable, so we can have one side open and the armrest for the other side is still intact. The bin in here is much deeper than in the outgoing model, and obviously now utilizes two brand new USB 3 ports, a micro SD card holder and a 12-volt socket. Now moving to the instrument cluster, as we can see here, Jaguar Land Rover have opted for a completely digital display again as on the newer cars, which allows the driver to access a host of different information whilst they're driving. For example, in our display settings here, we can change all of the information on our left panel, our right panel, and even the layout to incorporate either a 2-dial setup, a full map setup, all of our media, or just our driver assistances. To accompany all of this brand new design, we have this gorgeous new leather wrap steering wheel with our metal rim placed inside. Moving into the back, as you'll see straight away, we have our split folding 60/40 seats, which as we lift up, also show our perfect little center console here with our cup holders, which folds up into here quite nicely. As I lift up this 40 seat, you'll notice straight away a lot more leg room and a less pronounced transmission tunnel, again to do with the design's changes over this car with the outgoing model. So sitting in the back, this front seat is set up for me. I'm 6'1" and I have quite a lot of leg room, as you can see here. The center partition along the back of the car is also decreased in size, making this third seat quite usable. Again, this has everything to do with the changes between this chassis and the outgoing car's design, giving the passenger compartment a lot more space and a lot more comfort. You'll also note in the back here these rear climate vents, which come as standard in the 2019 car but didn't in the 2018 car. So to summarise then, the 2019 Range Rover Evoque really has changed quite dramatically. The new styling, gadget, overall appearance of the car has made it really a true baby Range Rover. However, for £10,000 less, the 2018 car represents excellent value for money, especially when you consider that in this HSE dynamic configuration, it receives all of the same gadgets and specification that this car does and gains a panoramic roof. Let us know which one you'd have in the comments below. We're going to start rolling out a little bit more content like this. So if there's anything you do want to see, any particular car comparisons you'd like us to cover, do let us know. Check the description for the link to this advert for our 2019 car and this advert for our 2018 car. And thank you very much for watching, guys. Squares on either end. Oh, sake. It's behind me. No, 2019. Sake. Just tail light assembly, which extends the whole way across the front bumper, the rear bumper of the car. Excuse me. Sake. Creating a sleeker rear end. Right, let's go. And it just gives the car a much more. Sake.